We'll be
You're
moving
welcome.
on to our next demo now. John from Attainment Company. John, are you ready to go?
I sure am, Daniel. Thank you.
Excellent. Welcome, and I'll get your timer started now.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I am Jon Karbo, the Director of Software Communication at Attainment Company. And today we are going to talk about our newest invention that we have been working on really hard this for the past couple of years. It may look familiar to some of you. Oop, I forgot to. And that is our GoTalk Connect. So this is our new mid-tech device. This is not replacing any of our GoTalks or GoTalk Light Touch. This is just kind of our newest entry in our AAC lineup. The GoTalk Connect does a lot of cool stuff. It's got a built-in stand. It has interchangeable grids. So those of you who are familiar with like our GoTalk Light Touches, those come in a 4, a 9, or a 20, and those are forever configured in that orientation. With the GoTalk Connect, it comes with different grids, so you can change that. So you can grow the amount of communication options, with the user as long, as they become more comfortable with it. Also great for use in centers, so you have, kind of 3 different AAC devices in one that you can trial with patients. The other really cool thing about the Connect is that it pairs with our GoTalk Design and Connect app. So you are able to create all of the audio messages, whether that's recorded audio, like using the microphone, or text to speech, and then you can send that data to the device. So if you're working with a lot of different students, a lot of different patients, and you have some overlays that you might want to reuse over again or make certain tweaks depending on who you're working with. This is a way that you can kind of quickly reuse that content. So I'm going to start with just a little demo here in the old webcam, and then I will transition to show some of the software pieces as well. So this is the GoTalk Connect. It has a rechargeable battery, which is really nice. It's got that stand on the back. It has a drawer here in the bottom, so you can keep your extra overlays. But right now, I have this with a 9 grid, and then it has 3 core words at the top. Hopefully this will pick up in my earbuds that I can. Toy Story is my favorite movie. So this has some recorded audio messages. There's a snake in my boots. But also can mix text to speech. Your potato head, Jesse. So this you can really mix and match what audio you want to use. So, and the grids, as I said, are interchangeable. There is a lock button here in the back that allows, if you turn this little circle guy here, it will lock it into place. This is also the button that I will hit to release the grid. And honestly, even with the lock, unlocked, it is still in there. I'm holding it just by the grid. So it really is in there nice and solid, and even more so with that lock turned. Just like our other GoTalks, it has 5 levels. So this big button right up here changes, there's an LED that changes color to indicate what level you're on. And then just like our classic GoTalks, there is a record button here on the back as well. So I'm not locked into doing everything on the app. I can do a lot of it here on the device as well. So to change that grid, again, there's just a little button that I can push right here that will kind of spring up a little bit. And another one of the super cool things. So the GoTalk Connect, it does come with 3 different grids. We were just looking at the 9 with 3 core messages. This is a 25 grid with 5 core messages. And then we have this one. This big empty one is for visual scene displays. So those are something that we've seen in various AAC apps for quite some time. We're really excited to be able to provide a visual scene display option for in a hardware device. So I'm just going to snap this back into place. For those of you who are unfamiliar, visual scene displays are kind of an alternative method to the traditional grid-based AAC that we're familiar with. For some individuals, visual scene displays can be a better fit. Typically, they are using like an actual photograph, and oftentimes it can be a photograph of that student's classroom or of their family and friends. So it's a little bit more relatable, and there's not as much of that kind of cognitive leap to get to these abstract symbols. So it is just kind of another, an alternative that can be used. So, and I am flying solo today. I do see the chat box moving with, it's scrolling a little bit. I'll be sure to address those in just a little bit here. So I'm gonna hold this up real close to the screen. So I've got a picture of a classroom here. You might be able to see there are a few hotspots. There are like rectangles that are drawn in a few different places. Those were made in the app. And when I tap on one,
these are the days of the week.
These are the days of the week. Right now, it's got a hotspot over Spanish words for the days of the week. And there's one over the little boy here.
Jonah is practicing Spanish.
So again, so that is a text-to-speech voice, and those were hotspots that I created on the app. However, it is also possible to do all of that right here on the device as well. So I'm going to go to a different level just to make sure. So right now, basically, as far as the device is concerned, this is just kind of a blank canvas. There is that record button on the back. When you hit it, the light on the front here, when I hit it once, there is one little red light there to indicate that I'm in my kind of standard record mode. If I hold the record button, let it go, I now see two red lights, and that I'm actually in a mode now where I can record auditory cues. So one of the long-term plans we have for this device is that it can scan. That is not present in the current version, but we're just kind of putting some things in here that leave the roads open, so to speak, for us to add things later on down the line. The cool thing, so with auditory cues, is that gives you basically two messages per cell or per hotspot. So that's a great one if you've got, if you're working with different languages, you can have one in Spanish and then you tap it again and you can hear the English word. But to get to the hotspot mode, I'm going to hold the record button one more time and let it go. And now I see three red lights. And what I can do is just use my finger to draw right here on the device. I'm just going to make a couple hotspots here. And then I'm going to hit the record button one more time. I'm back in just the normal mode. All the lights are off. So now I have my empty hotspots. These are the colors. And then to record, what I'm doing is I'm tapping where I drew a hotspot, speaking into the microphones up here, and then tapping again, and that stops the recording. Jonah is practicing Spanish. I hit the record button on the back to go back to the kind of standard mode. Jonah is practicing Spanish. Nice and loud. We're really happy with the quality of the microphones and the speakers. It is kind of a a generational leap above our other GoTalks, so we're really excited about that sound quality. So really excited that we now have this mid-tech device where you can can do those visual scene displays both in the app and on the device. So now I am going to switch over. and share my screen if you bear with me just a moment. One thing I will mention while I'm kind of getting situated here is that Attainment Company will be at both Closing the Gap and the ASHA conference. So if any of y'all are planning to visit either of those, we will certainly have these Connect devices here in order for you to go hands-on as well. All right, so what we're looking at here on the screen, this is our GoTalk Design and Connect app. Presently, we have a program called GoTalk Design that allows you to create overlays for all of the GoTalks in our whole lineup. What this does is we've now updated that to accommodate the GoTalk Connect. So anyone who has GoTalk Design will be eligible for this update. So we now have this whole area for the GoTalk Connect. And actually, I'm going to see, I've got just a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and open some that I've already created. So this is the same overlay I was just looking at. You can change the level up here at the top of the screen. I'll go to an empty one. You can just click on a cell and you can add text to it. You can change the border and the background, all that over here on the right. What we've added new is the ability to add audio. So if I click on this add button, I can choose a text-to-speech voice and type something out. And I can save that. I can also record just using like my laptop's microphone, or like I've got my AirPods in, I can use those as well. So you can do either text-to-speech or recorded audio here on the device. Once you have everything kind of ready to go, there is this connect button up at the top of the screen. When I click on that, a lot of these buttons will not be, these are for testing, they won't be present in the final version. But if I want to just send this orange level, it will scan for nearby devices. It sees the connect right next to me. You can use either Bluetooth or USB. So both of those options, they're really, both like pretty fast to get that audio content over as well. And then I'm going to head back out to the menu and show you what it's like to make one of those scenes. So I'm going to go to the GoTalk Connect scene and click Create. I'm going to click Add Image over here on the top right. The Attainment image library is included for free. Although kind of as I mentioned, typically scenes are used with photographs. So I can type in classroom. We have a built-in internet search right here within the app. I'll click an image. This one I think will be good for now. So I'm going to close the image browser here. Over on the right, I can see I've got a couple controls for my image, so I could crop it. I can also scale it up a little bit so it can maybe fit the screen a little bit better. But then to add a hotspot, up here in the top right is the Add Hotspot button. I'll click on that. It just drops this square that I can drag and resize, just by dragging the corners. And then just like we kind of quickly did on those typical cell buttons, I can add audio to this. So I'll go ahead and I will click Add.
And John, you've got about 1 minute, John.
Fantastic. Thank you, Daniel. And then just like those traditional cells, I can kind of go ahead and add that audio. And that is just a very quick kind of whirlwind of our new GoTalk Connect along with the GoTalk Design and Connect app. The question of the hour, I should say, what is the price and when's it going to be available? The introductory price is $849, and the first 100 of our production run are currently in customs. So we hope to have that first 100 where we can start filling some of these back orders, and then the next 1,200 we anticipate to have by the end of the year. And purchasing the GoTalk Connect does come with a copy of the software that GoTalk Design and Connect. Thank you all for joining us today, and I'll be sure to kind of follow up with these chat questions now.